Missed out on breakfast? Fret not. It's never too late to grab a bite.
All right, the world is marking a very important day today. It is International Equal Pay Day. Sadly, it doesn't come with a public holiday, although maybe it should, for the females to balance some things out. Huh? All right, so let's start with how much you guys make. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But today is all about shining a light on the global gender pay gap, which is the persistent difference in earnings between men and women. So first off, we will start with, guess how much women earn on average as compared to men in percentage?
Globally. 60%.
Okay, what's your
80.
guess? Okay, so it's right in the middle. 68.8% of what men earn is what we earn. At this pace, it could take over a century to reach full parity. 100 years, fellas. So unless you've got a time machine tucked away somewhere, we've got some work to do, right?
All right, it's going that way. It's in the right direction.
Yes, it's gotten better over the years, but what do you say to that? Like, with every dollar you make, I make 70 cents. 68.8 cents.
Why?
Why? Exactly. Why?
Yeah.
Because if we do the same work, we have the same amount of experience, blah, 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 it should even out, right? There should be no reason why women should be making less.
I feel like people maybe should only be separated on skill and merit. In which case, maybe there should be differences, but otherwise, based on years in the trade.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how it works in Singapore because there's this often cited reason that the men have national service experience. So when they go into the workforce, it's already not a level playing field.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's because of
I've heard
NS.
that one. Okay.
All right. We'll get to Singapore, but let's look at the globe as a whole. Based on Statista Global Gender Gap Index 2025, the Scandinavian countries lead the pack. Anybody surprised? Iceland with 0.93, meaning that it's pretty equal.
Wow.
Still behind. Then Finland, and then Norway. Singapore ranks technically 13th because we tie with a bunch of countries. Other countries ahead of us also tie with each other, like at 0.73, 0.7. We rank about 13th technically at 0.75.
Okay.
So there has been progress here in Singapore. The unadjusted gender wage gap for full-time employees aged 25 to 54 has narrowed from 16.3% in 2018 to 14.3% in 2013. Still not equal, but a step in the right direction.
I'm wondering if there's a distinction to be made here between blue-collar and white-collar industries, because in the blue-collar industry, you would assume, because it's labor-intensive work, that the majority of the employed are men in any case. So I wonder if that skews the gap.
All right, so interestingly, the industries where the gap is widest, number one, healthcare and social services. Okay, women there earn around 29% less than men, though it's improved from 38% in 2018.
Yeah.
So we're talking about doctors, nurses, healthcare, right?
That's an
Social
interesting point that you must brought up. Like, if you're in the world of modeling, right? I would imagine female industry leaders would be paid more.
Yeah, but I guess maybe those industries are smaller. Well, not all of them. Of course, it's not all created equal. But I thought it was interesting to see that healthcare and social services, which is such a crucial industry to all of us, that's where the gap is widest.
Yeah, I have heard globally this criticism of the fact that nurses are highly underpaid and overworked. So, I wonder if that contributes.
Yeah. And when we adjust for factors like education and occupation, the unexplained gap is around 6%, meaning women are still earning less even when they're doing the same work as men with equal merit, equal everything. So what are your thoughts on this unexplained gap, the unexplained?
Oof, it's hard to say. Ryan, any thoughts?
No, I'm not sure why. Have you ever felt, wronged or no?
I do have a small story, but this didn't happen here. It happened when I was over in the U.S.
Yeah.
I accidentally found out what my junior makes, what he was making. And I was the one who trained the guy. I had a couple of years of experience more than he did.
Yeah. So
and he did make more than me. And I remember looking, I was just like, wait, why?
That's tricky, right? It's just all about experience because there's so many things that come into the equation when it comes to formulating a pay.
Yeah.
So I did find it interesting that when it came to the bigger projects, they would still give it to me, and I didn't, give him the responsibility of handling the bigger stories. And I remember thinking, but you're making more than me. Shouldn't you get the more important?
Maybe he is a better worker.
Oh, wow.
Maybe he's a more efficient worker.
So there are always things to think about, like maybe it's this, maybe it's that.
Yeah.
But sometimes, it doesn't make a person feel good.
How about maybe don't find out what your colleagues make?
I know. But do you think that this should be an open conversation? If, someone were to be like, hey, by the way, I make this much, I just want to know if this is reasonable to you. Not to put you on the spot, to be like, I'm going to be honest, I make a bit more than that.
Yeah.
But if, we've seen this in Hollywood, which is definitely not indicative of any sort of real trend, but, when the actor says, by the way, I make this much, the actress kind of makes a...
scene out of it.
No, not really, but she raises it and then she gets her pay bumped. Do you think that an open conversation will help, minimize this issue of the gender pay gap?
I think to some extent. So broadly, I think corporates having that value, or at least that place a system in place, like they declare that yes, everyone will have equal pay, but then whether you get equal pay is another thing, because there are so many things that come into consideration.
Right. Yeah. So today on International Equal Pay Day, it's worth asking ourselves, how can we speed things up? Because 100 years is too long to wait, right? So every conversation, every policy, and every mindful hiring decision counts. So a small, fun way to mark the day: pay your female club. I'm just joking. You don't have to give me any money. But you know what? Buy them a coffee or something. Share a kind word. Start a conversation about equality in your workplace, because it's the little steps that help drive the bigger change.